Hi Internet, thanks for clicking on Stop and Think, the puzzle channel, where we will be looking at the Saturday New York Times crossword puzzle for January 11th, 2025. In the New York Times, Saturday puzzles are intended to be the most difficult puzzle of the week, so let's see how we do today. The constructor is Ryan McCarty, the editor is Will Shorts. I'm John Appleseed, your host, and let's get into the puzzle. Once we get in, I'm going to move my head over here so that I can see the entire grid, and whatever clue or square we have highlighted within the grid will make the relevant clue appear above the grid in this blue space, and that's where I look as I solve. Okay, one across, get an engine going. Don't know, one down, number twos, for example, number two pencils. Many of us remember from grade school when you had to take standardized tests with a number two pencil. Two down, locale of Niue and the Pitcairn Islands. So those are, I know Pitcairn is in the Pacific. Let's just try that. Three down, common format for an essay, informally. A blue book, don't know. Four down, bypassing play. Don't know. Five down, many early wines. Don't know that. Six down, professional squatters. Sumo wrestlers, maybe? Seven down, bit of Sweeney Todd fare. A pie. Pacific looks like it might be wrong. Double P ending doesn't, I don't think that's going to work. 13 across, cost efficient. Nope. 16 across, jargon heard at Comic-Con or in a D&D game. Humorously. Probably nerd something. So I don't know what two down is. Nerd speak. Maybe might be a humorous way to refer to what you might hear at a Comic-Con. 19 across, specially trained teams. Cadres? Could be. 23 across, river featured in the Rig Veda. That is a Hindu scripture, so maybe the Indus River. 26 across, Pride Parade participant. Is it LGBT? Not sure. 28 across, blank fly. A sacrifice fly from baseball, sac fly. Let's try Oceania for where the Pitcairn Islands and Niue are, some way to refer to the South Pacific. Three down, common format for an essay. A lion might be in a parade of a pride of lions. Common format for an essay, some doc. Bypassing play. Try pie for the Sweeney Todd fair. Sweeney Todd was the the barber who murdered his victims, and then they were ground up into pies by the pie shop next door, by Angela Lansbury, I think. Get an engine going to power up. Yes, thought it might end in up. Umpires in baseball might squat, where they're watching, calling the sack fly. Word doc? I guess you would write an essay in a Microsoft Word document, and that is the format. Okay, I guess that's what that is getting at. Cost efficient is economical. Can it just be economic? I guess it would be a cost efficient way to write the word economical. An end run is a play in football where you bypass, you make an end run around the end. Rosés are early wines, I guess, and cadres are specially trained teams. Okay, that corner is done. A little bit difficult, but we managed to get through it. 8 across, incurs an extra service charge, perhaps. Don't know. 8 down, recurring role for Kate McKinnon on SNL with 3 letters. She played Ruth Bader Ginsburg a couple times. That might be a 3-letter role for her. 9 down, extractor used on some seeds and nuts. Don't know. 10 down, their petals are used to make a traditional Korean wine called Dugyeonyu. Don't know that. 11 down, turnpike feature. Toll booth springs to mind, but let's keep going. 12 down, one taken for a ride. Don't know. 15 across, Georges Blanc, the composer of Habanera, is Georges Bizet. L'amour est enfant de bohème, elle n'a jamais connu de loi. So that's from the opera Carmen. Habanera, I think, is not that song I was just singing, but another melody from Carmen. I think 18 across, clearing, a glade, be a clearing in a forest. 22 across, movement in the Nutcracker. Don't know. 24 across, fruit-filled loaf, a fruit cake. We wouldn't repeat the word fruit in the clue and the answer usually. So what would be another fruit-filled loaf? Banana bread or something like that? I don't know. 20 across, tubular. Rad was another. Tubular and rad would be synonyms that I remember from high school, to a positive way to describe something. Incurs an extra service charge for 8 across. Azaleas is a flower that might fit for 10 down. Something that has petals that may be used to make Korean wine. Turnpike. This will end in an S. What do you take for a ride? Turnpike feature. Okay, none of those are clicking. So let's keep going. Fruit-filled loaf. 27 across, own up. Confess, admit, cop to, don't know. 29 across, Antarctic explorer, for whom a sea is named. There's a Ross, it's a Ross ice shelf, maybe not a Ross sea. Could be something Ross. 30 across, attachments for speakers. Don't know. 31 across, blatant deceptions. No, and 35 across, monarchs, for example. Butterflies, could be. Let's look at the downs in the center section. 35 down, small juice container. Juice could be a synonym for electricity here, so maybe something like a battery. 31 down, music genre for Linkin Park and Limp Bizkit. I know from a recent Connections puzzle that they are new metal, a genre I had not heard before, but one of the categories was misspelled band names in new metal. So let's try that. Get a little hint from Winaloo, which doesn't often happen. 30 down, Peace Dude. Don't know. 29 down, track star Ingebrigtsen, who at age 16 became the youngest person in history to run a sub 4-minute mile. Don't know that. 27 down, simple house style with gables. Don't know. 24 down, feature of the United States Capitol. A rotunda. Not sure. Let's get some more letters. 14 down, some sweet pick-me-ups. Like a caramel latte or something like that. Actually fits, so I'm going to try it just to guess. 17 down, contralto singer known as the First Lady of Radio. Kay Smith. Was it? No, it was Kate Smith. She sang God Bless America and songs like that back in the early days of radio. So could be. 21 down, publicly criticizes. Don't know. 25 down, they act as one. No. All right, like another quick look at these acrosses. A date bread. I guess that would be like banana bread, but made with dates. That might be a fruit-filled loaf. Own up. Come clean is to confess. To own up to something you did. Still don't know that. Attachments for speakers. Something lies. Naked lies? That's a naked lie. Monarchs. Autocrats are rulers. Monarchical rulers. Publicly criticizes. Decries is to publicly criticize something. They act as one. And an extractor used on seeds and nuts. This ended in Ross. Act as one. Blocks of countries or voters, for example. And then this could be some kind of microphone, mics, lapel mics. You would have a microphone attached to your lapel as a speaker, maybe. This could be an S to make Ross for 29 across. Some kind of press, an oil press would be used on seeds or nuts to extract the oil, yes. Roams, if you incur roaming charges on your phone. You're roaming and incurring an extra service charge. A median strip in a turnpike, yeah, that makes sense. And a plie would be a movement made by a dancer, not a musical movement. And then steed is a horse, one taken for a ride. Okay, those all work. James Ross, maybe. Could be Jacob Ingebrigtsen. A Cape Cod house is something I've heard of. So let's try James Ross for 29 across. A domed what? And then Jacob, a domed roof for the United States Capitol. 40 across is note extender in sheet music. Yeah, you add a dot to add an extra beat to the note. Okay, those seem to work. 37 across, setting for a balloon darts, 4 balloon darts, or a ring toss, a game booth. Maybe something you might see at a fair. 37 down, first of 4 emperors in the year of the 4 emperors. Gaius is a Roman emperor name that might fit there. 35 down, yeah, small juice container. I think it's going to be AAA battery. A AAA cell or AA cell. A AA cell battery would be a small juice container of electricity. Peace dude, later bro. Taiwanese electronics brand is Acer. 42 across, make way for... Let by. This is an L. Siren call is an alarm. The alarm of a siren. Material for Robin Hood's bow. Yew is a wood, typically used to make bows. So would this be Blair? 48 across. Okay is to allow. Galba. I don't recognize that name. I guess sirens blare, don't they? So I guess Galba. It sounds vaguely Latin. An emperor, or maybe it's not a Roman emperor. Maybe it's somewhere else. Okay, I don't know. 32 across, open for drinks. Don't know. 36 across, baby blank. Don't know that. 38 across, television star who went on the legally prohibited from being funny on television tour in 2010. Don't know. 41 across, Lothlorien in Lord of the Rings, where Galadriel dwelt. Oh, is it a forest? Maybe. 44 across, they believe the radical notion that women are people, per Marie Scheer. Is that a way to describe feminists, maybe? 47 across, well, that works. Something I say a lot while solving the puzzle. 49 across, certain workplace protection. Don't know. 45 down, result of a downpour, perhaps. Mud might result from a downpour. 41 down, it's lit. Don't know. 38 down, stack, and an ice cream shop. There would be a stack of cones behind the counter, maybe. 36 down, jester named in a Shakespeare soliloquy. I think Yorick was a jester. Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him well. 32 down, hits the weights, say. Pumps iron or something. 33 down, to the stars in Latin, ad astra. One of A movie I watch from time to time. 34 down, debriefed, pantsed, to take off someone's briefs. Open for drinks. Is it cap? Drinks would have a cap, but not sure. Baby Yoda for 36 across. Okay. 38 across, that's the television star. Conan, was he legally prohibited from being funny on television after he lost the Tonight Show, maybe? 41 across, let's try Forrest for what Lothlorien is in The Lord of the Rings. A desk, what would be protection for your desk? It's lit. Fire is lit. So sure fire. It's the weights. Let's try pantsed for debriefed. A desk pad, I guess, protects your desk. Something tones up. A sure cure. It's a surefire cure. A sure cure. Okay. Tones up, and tap is something you open for a drink of water. So there we go. That was a Saturday puzzle in 16 minutes. I feel like I'm getting faster, which I guess is not surprising if I do a crossword puzzle every day. Usually I do multiple puzzles a day. Don't post all of them, but I do a lot of crossword puzzles. So I guess it would make sense that I would get faster over time. It's not so much that I speed up my thinking, but the more crossword puzzles you do, I've found, the more you can kind of, some answers show up a lot. We have any examples here. This one didn't have a lot. Acer has been used a lot. It's not a brand I was familiar with a few months ago, but it has shown up in crossword puzzles quite a few times. Blair, yeah, it's typically something associated with alarms. Galba, that's not a name I know. Umps, yeah, and you get to know some baseball lingo as well. All right, so that was a good puzzle. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.